Ever seen someone so confident right before everything goes wrong? These are real-life moments where people thought they were winning, but karma had other plans.
Stay until the end, the last one flips everything.
Our first story begins with a dad who thought he had the ultimate upper hand. A dad says, "I'm smarter than you. I went to school longer." His kid looks him dead in the eye and says, "Yeah, you needed more help." Dad went quiet, real quiet. It's that exact moment when your own logic comes back to haunt you. Speaking of logic, let's talk about the guy who thought he was too important for the line. A guy cuts the whole line at a coffee shop, walks up proud and orders fast. They say, "Sorry, we're closed." But everyone behind him, they still got served. And it gets worse, much worse. Take this girl who thought she was the center of someone's world for a second. She waves back at someone, then realizes it wasn't for her. She slowly turns that wave into fixing her hair. Smooth recovery, but everyone saw it, every single person. Now, let's talk about relationship karma. It's a dangerous game. Wife says, "Do you even listen to me?" Husband says, "That's a weird way to start a conversation." Yeah, he chose chaos, and we all know how that story ends. Sometimes, the most honest karma comes from kids who just can't help themselves. Mom says, "Don't lie." Kid says, "Okay, then I did eat the cookies." Mom pauses. Wait, what? At least he was honest, brutally, hilariously honest. But why do we find these moments so satisfying? There's actually science behind it. Psychologists call it schadenfreude, the pleasure we derive from the misfortunes of others, especially when they've acted unfairly. Research from Harvard suggests our brains are wired to seek a sense of social justice and cosmic balance. When someone cuts the line or acts smug, seeing them fail releases a small hit of dopamine. It's nature's way of saying, the world is fair. Which brings us to a classic case of city street justice. Someone parks in a no parking spot, just for a minute. They come back, and they're blocked in by 3 cars. Now they've got time, plenty of time to think about that 1 minute they saved. We're just getting started. In the next section, things get even more awkward. Welcome back. If you thought the first few were bad, we're just getting warmed up. Let's head to the gym, where confidence usually outweighs the actual weights being lifted. A guy tries to impress people at the gym, lifts way too heavy, and drops it, loud. Everyone turns. He just looks around and says, "That was part of the plan." We've all been there. This is what psychologists call the spotlight effect. It's the tendency to overestimate how much others notice our appearance or mistakes. In reality, most people are too busy worrying about their own plan. But sometimes, the most public fails happen in the most innocent places, like a classroom. Teacher asks, "What does your dad do?" The kid says, "He says he's the boss, but mom says otherwise." Whole class laughing, teacher too, dad probably not laughing. We've all fallen for the trap of expectation versus reality, especially when we're hungry. Someone orders food because it looked perfect online. They get it in real life, and yeah, it looked like it gave up. It's a special kind of karma for trusting the internet with your dinner. Which brings us to the final twist of the day, a lesson in why you should never laugh too soon. A guy laughs at his friend for failing a test. Next day, the actual scores come back. Friend passed, he didn't. That smile disappeared fast. So yeah, people feel like they're winning right before everything flips. Comment the one that hit the hardest. Subscribe, because honestly, we've all been there. And if you made it to the end, you deserve a free coffee, not from us, but emotionally, yes. Welcome back to part 3. If you think you've seen it all, wait until you hear about the people who tried to scam their way to the top. In Seattle, a bride tried to scam a bakery out of a $3,000 wedding cake, claiming it was dry and inedible. She demanded a full refund after the wedding was over. But she forgot one very important detail: the photographer. The photographer had high-res photos of every single guest, including the bride, scraping their plates clean. The legal battle revealed she'd also skimmed $10,000 from the wedding fund. The marriage was annulled in 3 weeks. Moments like this reinforce what psychologists call the just world hypothesis, the belief that people eventually get what they deserve. It's a positive illusion that makes the world feel predictable and safe. If you follow the rules, you believe you'll be protected. But when a boss breaks those rules of fairness, the universe has a way of hitting back twice as hard. A construction owner fired an employee for being exactly 2 minutes late. While packing, that employee reported him to the IRS. The business was seized and the owner faced federal prison. The employee? They walked away with a $60,000 reward. The flip side of this is the helper's high, the biological reward we get for maintaining social balance. Research shows that when we help others, our brains release dopamine and oxytocin, literally making us healthier and helping us live longer. So yeah, the world feels like it's winning, right before everything flips. Stay with me for part 4. Welcome back to part 4. Today we're looking at what happens when high-tech engineering meets low-level crime. It started when former NASA engineer Mark Rober decided to fight back against porch pirates with a masterpiece of mechanical revenge. He created the glitter bomb, a package filled with ultra-fine glitter, fart spray, and 4 smartphones to record every moment of the thief's regret. When the box is opened, a centrifugal motor sprays a pound of glitter at high speeds, turning a simple theft into a viral nightmare. With over 16 billion views, Mark's work has become a modern electronic deterrent, reminding everyone that someone is always watching. But you don't need a NASA degree to see karma strike on the open road. In 2024, a driver was aggressively weaving through traffic and flipping the bird at a slow vehicle, only to realize that slow vehicle was a ghost police car. The sirens activated instantly, and that confident driver went from boss of the road to ticket in the hand in seconds. Finally, let's talk about the retail worker's ultimate dream, the expired coupon slip. An entitled customer bullied a manager into a discount, only to drop and shatter their glass purchase on the way out. Since they were abusive, the store refused a free replacement. It's a reminder that being kind isn't just a choice, it's your best insurance policy against bad luck. We're down to the final chapter. Join me for part 5, where we bring it all together for the grand finale. Welcome to the grand finale. We've saved the most satisfying moments of universal justice for last. It started with a neighbor who insisted on claiming a tiny sliver of land, rudely demanding a professional survey. The owner followed through, and the survey proved the neighbor was actually the one encroaching on her land by several feet. She didn't just get her fence, she legally reclaimed her land, leaving the neighbor with a smaller yard and a massive legal bill. Then there's the world of influencers, where exposure is often used as a currency for freebies. One restaurant owner responded to a request for a free stay by sending the influencer a mock invoice for 5 million euros in global publicity. The internet sided with the owner, proving that sometimes the best exposure is the kind you didn't ask for. But for the ultimate satisfying breakdown, we have to look at the world of scam baiting. Creator Kitboga once spent 10 hours on the phone with a scammer named Steve, pretending to be a grandmother named Edna. When Steve realized he'd been tricked and lost his guaranteed payday, he descended into a legendary demonic rage for hours. This satisfies a deep-seated part of our brain that follows the logic of tit for tat. It's a game theory strategy that rewards cooperation, but ensures that aggression is never profitable. It's the winning strategy for survival. So yeah, people feel like they're winning right before everything flips, and that's when karma takes over. Thanks for watching this compilation. Comment your favorite story, and remember, ever seen someone so confident right before everything goes wrong?